Hi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everybody listening, and welcome to this episode of the EBstars Podcast. So, today we have a very wonderful guest, Monica Liu from Jaguar Land Rover China. She's the head of the talent acquisition there, and we actually almost met Monica. She was scheduled to appear during the EBstars Global Festival 2024, but unfortunately couldn't make it. So we're making up for it right now. And as a result, this episode may have a bit of a different structure as we will focus on her case study about early career programs. So Monica, how are you? Welcome to the podcast. Please tell us a bit more about yourself, who you are and what do you do? And also as sort of a bonus question, if you don't mind, what's like the most interesting, the most engaging area of talent acquisition to you?
Okay. Thank you, Thomas. And it's an honor to be here just to share some of the insights as well as regarding to our import branding activities. I know that we had the the Import Branding Festival in England. And thanks a lot for the invitation because I actually work in JLR for almost 4 years. So before I joined JLR, I worked in a different industry like FMCG, retailing, luxury, and as well as the NEV, the vehicle company. So then I got the chance to join JLR. Now I'm heading of talent acquisition as well as leading the import branding activities in China. So yeah, it's good to have the chance to share here. And thanks for the question, Thomas. For talent acquisition, I think it's most of my career experience are in talent acquisition part because in the past 7 years I have been as a headhunter consultant before. So just normally talking to people and get aware of their career story and introduce good opportunities for them. But as I joined the in-house as a talent acquisition recruiter, so I think it's good things to interact with people to just find the best career aspiration or find a good opportunity for them. This is one. And the other thing I think is good to bridge the company with the individual to have a best match for their career. So that's some kind of good opportunity for both sides for me. So what I think talent acquisition is a quite interesting area for myself to development here.
Awesome. So I know that your topic will be about early career programs, which sort of fits perfectly actually with what you said, like about that approach to the individual. So do you have your presentation ready?
Yes, for sure. So let me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask whether you could sort of open up with a bit of a sneak peek, so what was that program about? But to be honest with you, I suppose that's already in the presentation, so I'm going to mute myself for the time being and sort of leave the stage to you. Let's make sure that everything is working. Let's start by sharing the screen.
Yeah, no problem. You can interrupt me at any time when you have questions or etc. So now let me share my screen.
Let's hope it works. Amazing. Yes, I can see everything.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good. Actually, as mentioned, it's a good opportunity for me to introduce the Early Career Program in Jaguar China because that's one of the very important project we have done in the past. And I will brief you why we're doing that because it's a kind of young talent strategy in our talent field. So I think we really just innovate something and just doing the new things before. So firstly, I would like to start with what kind of pain point or challenge have we met before in China market. So I do believe during the past few years, especially just during the COVID-19 things, etc., things change a lot. And for us, for HR professionals really just consider something never happened before. So those are the three keywords to describe what we are just facing the challenge and how are we going to just take action to interact. So first keyword is uncertainty, because as everyone knows that after this COVID-19, and the talent market is changing a lot, especially in China, as we see some trend here. The first is as a company just request a diversified skill set for the talents, or whether they just would like to help the business to expand, or whether they need to have a different skill set and really just contribute to the company, to the business. So this is first one. And secondly, from the talent market, we find out the candidates tend to be conservative in job change. So previously, as you can see, for one position, we maybe can find out many candidates to apply for the role. But after that, we find out the candidate was not that very keen to change a job. Otherwise, we'll just choose to stay in current company. That's a reality. And the other hand, as we discovered, that the high demand from the talents, the request for the flexible working mode. So those are the kind of uncertainty for companies or for HR to consider. And the second part, the second keyword is sustainability. So as we can see that at the meantime, company will request the high quality talents to join. But for us, it's considering not hiring, not for present, but also for future. That means we still need to keep the space for the talents to grow. And also during the hiring process, we need to see how to keep the high standard or just the request for the high quality of talent. And in the meantime, for all the process or for all the things, we need to digitalize the recruiting platform or find a good tool to support to realize this sustainability development. So this is second one. And third one, I think just a link to our early career or young talent program is that currently we find out inefficient talent supply. For example, the organization that we do find out some experienced talents or experienced people. However, there are lack of continuous, grow up. So that means rather than we only just external buy some experienced people, we need to just build up our young talent team internally. So in this background, it's really need us to kick off the early career program, the young talent, and let them to join the organization because they can bring some new angle or new dimension to the business, and just let the other candidates to see that opportunity. So in terms of that, I think early career young talent is one of the opportunities for us. And the other side, we really want to build the best people experience to attract, retain, and development talents. So just related to that, the third keyword is growth. Okay. After that, we're thinking why we need to just kick off our early career program. But the other hand, we are also consider when we decide to kick off an early career program to hire some young talents. So those are the couple of questions when we make this decision, and we need to ask ourselves why we do that. The first one is, would this be a short-term or long-term investment? For this company and for the platform. And second one, I think for the role, as we hire the young talents, if this is a short-term or for a specific role or project. For example, I introduced some background when we kick off the early career program in China that 2 years before, our product engineering department is expanding in China. So we're aiming to hire some new talents, especially in technology industry. For example, the ADAS, the automotive assistant driving system, and for example, the connected car and smart carbon. So those technology are quite new in the market. But the other hand, we are facing a lot of competition from the other auto companies. So in this area, it's really need to just hire some young talents into that. And most importantly, it's not for one specific role, but for the kind of project or mid-term to long-term for the company to grow in China. So that's why we are doing this early career program. And the other side is to think about the right geography location for early career demand. For example, maybe in UK, we already just run the early career program for many years, but in China or in India or in other countries, probably it's not a regular program that we have done in the before. But now I think it's really we see the trend here. That's why we just kick off the early career program in China. And also other important question, for example, when the line manager or the senior leaders is able to support the development for the hires, because as mentioned, we are not hiring for present, but also for future. That means when the young talents or graduates join our company, are this line manager are mature enough to just the development the young talents, or are we have an integrated solution or program for them to grow up in this company? So it's not mean just only for 1 year or 2 years, but even longer, 3 years, 5 years. We need to just keep the growth pace for this young talent to sustainable. Just retain them and to stay with JLR in this company. So those kind of questions are very key when we consider we kick off the early career program. Next one, to have a couple of introduction of our early career program in China, because as I mentioned before that 2 years ago, we really want to relaunch this early career program. At that time, we aim to fund, it's not so many headcounts for early career program, but only 5 headcounts to recruit this early career, to recruit this young talents. But we need to just really design a customer-arised or tailor-made early career program. So we consider, firstly, is really to just get the alignment with all the line manager or senior leaders in product engineering. This is the first priority, and get their sponsorship, get their support, and really just kick off that. And the second step, I think, we doing like online career talk, because roles are quite important to let the external candidate know who we are and what is the JLR brand and what we are doing and why we recruit young talents. And if you join us, and what kind of opportunities should we provide to you? So just roles kind of a question. We use career talk. We call it live streaming in China, which is quite popular, especially for young talents. So use kind of approach the digital way to promote our employer branding. As well as this program. This is second step. And the third step, I think, is besides the online approach, we really need to engage our candidates using the offline approach. For example, that we had a open day, the technical open day, just launched in our office. So we invite young talents to join us. And also we designed some gamification. For example, as you can see in the screen, we invite the candidates to join the racing car competition. So they can drive just like experience the Jaguar or Land Rover car. Just like a gamification. But at least you have kind of feeling of what we are doing and what is a vehicle, and you got not only the word, but you really just get your own feeling on that. So that's the third step. And plus, when we do this technical open day, we use our car to pick up the students in the university. For example, we drive the Range Rover, drive the Defender, and they can pick up the students and at the university, and then just take them to our office for the office tour. And in the car, they can do the city tour. That's a cool thing that we designed. And from the feedback from our young students, they are quite like that. So that's the third step. And the fourth one, I think, is really to do this assessment. Because for us, finally, when we receive the applicants and they pass the first round interview, second round interview, we're doing the consistency assessment center day. And then they can experience what we select the best talents. And finally, they pass the interview, they can get the job offer from Jaguar as a young talent. And the last the steps I can see that which is quite important as mentioned, because for them it's really to consider how to develop the young talent in the organization when we hire them. But most important is for them to grow up in the future. So in that part, we designed a very integrated solution and combined with some local support program as well as to combination of our UK support program. So as you can see that we had a buddy for the new hire, for the graduates. Then you can be assigned a mentor or the coach, or line manager will just give the on-job training as well as some global trainings to the students and help them to grow. So those 5 steps are the main approach that we use in our early career program. In this piece, we'd like to see this kind of promotion video we use during our career talk. So those are quite important. Why? Because we invite our young talents, maybe the engineers who had very not very long time working experience, 1 year or 2 year working experience in Jaguar, but they'll tell their own story. To just engage our external talents. And for example, I still remember some small stories in that which are quite interesting or impressive. For example, one of the young engineer told us that he had the good impression of Jaguar cars before, because when he was a young man, and his father told him that the Jaguar was the most fast car just racing in the world. And when he just grew up, and the family just purchased a Jaguar that during the interview process, he drive the Jaguar car to the company and just had a conversation or interview with his line manager, and finally he got this job offer, which is quite interesting. But at the very beginning, for our young talents, really get this connection with our cars, with our brand, etc. So those kind of things will invite our young talents to tell to the external candidates. Yeah. So as you can see, these are the picture or photos when we do the online career talk. So this young engineers coming from the ADAS team and coming from the connected car team, as well as coming from the chassis engineering team, which for them is a quite different background. But that's one thing quite similar is they had a great passion to Jaguar, and they had a great passion to tell their career story and how they grow up in Jaguar, as well as they were just talking about employee benefits, and also just talking about some working culture here. So as I can just tell one of the data here that's in our ADAS team, that's almost over 60% of the engineers just coming from the education background. They studied abroad. So they can speak not only Chinese, English, but also Germany, or even other languages, which is very diversified team. And they feel quite proud of working with this great talents together. So those are the, storytelling just doing our online career talk. I think it's a good approach. So it's not only invites the HR people to promote the brand, but the other hand is really to engage our leaders or the young engineers to tell their own story. Yeah, so here actually I would like to demonstrate some videos for you to experience our, let's see, the promotion or the technical open day. So one video is demonstrated in my LinkedIn page. So just one moment. So this video that we took in this year's Early Career Program. And during this technical open day, we invite our business leader, the chief engineer, to join this session, and as well as we invite the HR EVP to introduce JLA, our culture, our talent story, etc. And almost 30, the students finally join this open day, and they have a great discussion, interaction with leaders. And as you can see that our people just lead them to do an office tour. And at the downstairs, you can experience our car. As you see the Defender or Range Rover, it's a real experience. And the other hand is get them to have a good connection with our products. So last one, as you can see, is our slogan, means we create exceptional. Okay, so let me go back to this one. I hope that you can experience the interesting video and you can see the passion and the happiness on their face. Okay, next page is really to demonstrate, as mentioned, for the whole arrangement regarding to our promotion, the technical career sharing, as well as the dialogue between the line manager with the students. And then when we do like a technical open day, we're really to engage them to do the branding activities and the racing competition, and as well as they can just receive the prize for the exchange. And the third part is let the students to do the city tour with a Range Rover car, and they can drive and test and drive. So which is a unique experience for the students. And last piece, we invite them to join the office tour, so they can experience a working environment and they can see the JLA office even before they join JLA. So last one, I think, because in our office, you're using the employee app, so they can also experience the digitalized tool. Our people is sharing this kind of digital platform to those students. Okay, and as a result, as we see the different design or process of our early career, but how does the process go? And for example, we are just tracking from the very beginning, post all the positions for the early career program, and how many candidates have we received, and how many just going through this HR CV screening. And then finally, the business line manager, we're just doing the CV screening or review and pass a phone interview. And then we just join the assessment center day. And the final, we hired just 5 or 4 headcounts to complete this program. As mentioned, it's not, although a very large number. However, we just leave that design or put some kind of efforts on this program. And as demonstrate the recruitment funnel here. So from the very beginning, we totally received over 1,000 CV and applicants. And finally, which is a very strong competition because we have not got very large number of recruitment, only in just 4 headcounts. But the other hand, as we tracking the universities or the diversify the universal of candidates pool. For example, there are a couple of different universities. One side, we attract some students from the local universities in China, and that is about 60%. And the rest of 40%, which is coming from the universities overseas, for example, in UK or in US or other European countries, etc. So in terms of the gender balance, as you can see that there were over 600 applicants for male candidates, and they still got over 400 applicants for the female candidates. And even we hired successfully for the female engineer, which is kind of considering the DEI as well. So in terms of the major, as you can see, because we are mainly target some engineering students, but we still just receive other background like engineering, IT, electronics, and design, or others, even for the commercial or the language or etc. So regarding to the degree, split. It's from the doctor degree and the master degree and the bachelor degree. But overall speaking, I think as we target some good talent profile, as well as we find the best fit for the students who had great interest to JLR, and they really just want to develop themselves with JLR together. Okay, and I'd like to introduce and talking about the rotation development plan for those young talents. I think it's quite important. At the very beginning, that students will pay more attention to, when I join JLR, what kind of program or development plan for me to know. So for us, it's really to design a 12 months development plan. For example, at the very beginning when they join us, we had a welcome ceremony. So we invite all of the line managers or senior leaders, or even in this session, we invite our CEO to join. They will have interaction with young students to engage them at the very beginning. So secondly, as they will stay in the home department for 3 months. So for example, the ADAS engineer will stay with the ADAS team for at least 3 months. The line manager will just set up some objective for them and really help them to get aware of daily operation job. And they learn from their mentors, from the buddies, and from the line managers. And after 3 months, they got the chance to rotate to the other departments, for example, in other function in engineering. So then it's really help them to enlarge the knowledge base, as well as to learning some project experience. And after this 3 months rotation, they will just go back to the home department and really just focus on some specific project the line manager will assign to them, and really just build up their muscle, build up their tech knowledges in their area. So after this 6 months, and it's coming to the close, the graduation ceremony. And in that session, again, we'll invite the line manager and HR professional will join together. So all the talents will just do a presentation to present what they have learned in the past 12 months and what is their reflection, and as well as they will just present their career aspiration or next step, what they would like to develop themselves. And as mentioned before, I think for the scheme, for the rotation, is really to keep the 70-20, 10%. For the 70%, it means on-job training, because we felt that when the candidates are learning a lot, especially during the daily life. So even you don't have a specific training, but they learn from each other, or they learn from the mentor, from the coach or line manager in daily life. So that's the 70%. The 20% means mentor, coach, and buddy support. Because it's just like a 360 degree learning solution for them. So the different angle, they got the knowledge from the perspective of mentor or coach or buddy. And the 10% is really we engage the local team as well as a global team to give the training, to give the learning opportunity for this young engineer. So, for example, Global got product engineering technical training. So all the training are specific design for this young graduates. It's not only in China, but in UK, in US, they had a similar technical training. So roles are the integrated solution to help the students to grow. Okay, so roles are the key criteria, the key scheme of what we have done in our early career program. And I hope that's give you a brief introduction or overall picture of the early career program in Jaguar China. And just talking about firstly, I think is why we're doing that. It needs to have a clear purpose and the target for that. And secondly, I think it's really to align with our talent strategy. And the third one is think about the clear picture or clear approach. What we can do with that. And finally, I think it's quite important to review the results and benchmark the market different practice. And for each of the company, I do believe that you have a different situation and you do have your own scheme to design your program and let the candidates to experience the exceptional experience. So as mentioned, I would like to use our slogan to emphasize this is we create exceptional. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, thank you so much. I've been muted the whole time, but I've been nodding and saying wow a lot throughout the presentation. So, if you don't mind me just asking a few questions
Sorry.
about it, don't worry about it. I think I'm on the other browser.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me stop sharing.
Yes. As I've said, I've been muted because my neighbors decided to do some renovations recently, so I didn't want to interrupt you with the like hammer
Mm-hmm.
sounds. But I've been saying wow a lot, and I do have some questions about it if you don't mind, because it's a really fascinating sort of, I don't know how to call it, well, program, but like a whole big thing, right? So, you started the presentation
Mm-hmm.
with those questions that you needed to answer, long term versus short term
Mm-hmm.
gains, and then you presented this like a whole program,
Mm-hmm.
right, with rotations, but also with like promotion and then like this whole process.
Mm-hmm.
So my first question is, how long did it take to prepare all of that?
Mm. That's a good question. Actually, it didn't take a long time for us to
Really?
design. And firstly, in China, because we kick off we had this thought or idea to relaunch this early program back to 2 years ago. And within just 3 months, we designed all the program and then implement that. Just starting as April of 2022. So which is not a long time.
Yeah, wow. And so, throughout that whole process, right? The promotion and then sort of, making sure that you have the right candidates and then all the way through that early career program. What was like the most difficult or like maybe the most surprisingly difficult thing
Mhm.
to solve, like a problem to solve or a thing to establish throughout that whole process?
Mm-hmm. That's a very good question. Actually, when I just look back the whole process we had experienced, I think a couple of challenge or most tough things. The first one is really to get the alignment with all the senior leaders, because without their
Hmm.
sponsorship or support, you cannot run the program successfully. And as mentioned, it's
Mhm.
not only for HR to convince external good talents to join, but also need the support from the line manager as well as the internal people. So this is one.
Mhm.
And then secondly, I think it's really to design some specific elements for our company. For example, as mentioned, Jirla, yeah, we had the great branding, we had a heritage of Jirla cars, etc. So how to embed those products or combine with our products branding, corporate branding with import branding into the whole process and let the external candidates to experience some different things because we are not the cosmetic company, we're not the alcohol company, we're the auto vehicle company. And plus, the GLI has our own brand. So how to embed this into our whole process is second key things we need to consider. And last one,
Yeah, but that's where that's.
mm,
Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, and the last
Continue.
one I think is really to just use the data to talk. So, for example, the data inside means they're quite important. When we see the recruitment funnel, we do some analysis on each of the steps and how are we going to doing good or not good or etc. How are we going to improve in the future if we just look back? So, do some reflection or kind of this data analysis is quite important.
Yeah, that's actually one of the questions that I had because as I understand it, sort of we mostly talked about the previous year's edition, right?
Mm-hmm,
So the one that started in 2023, and that data that you showed, right? The results
mm-hmm,
that was from last year, right?
mm-hmm. Yes.
So two questions actually. First question is, are you repeating this program right now, or
Mm-hmm.
is the next edition happening? And do you have any information about that one? Is it like
Mm.
more CVs? Is it bigger? Is it
Mm-hmm.
smaller?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, from the previous program, we
Hmm.
see very positive feedback from either line managers, senior leaders, as well as external talents. So they know about our early career program in Jaguar China. And for this year, what we will do is we just doing this process to analysis the business needs or talk to our line manager whether we need to expand for our early career program. If yes, definitely we'll just run the early career program in this year. Mm,
Okay, got it. And like I've noticed that it's not going to be revolutionary, but like the big part of your candidates were universities, right? Like
mm-hmm,
naturally, it's an early career program.
mm,
I just wonder when you were doing the promotion, right?
mm-hmm,
Did you focus on like specific universities? Do
mm-hmm,
you have relationships established and you sort of went
mm,
with targeting
mm-hmm,
specific universities, or was it just like very
mm,
general promotional
mm-hmm,
campaign
mm-hmm,
for the demographic?
mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a great question. Actually, that's something we'll consider or just a deep dive what we can do in the next step to really improve our young talent program. Because in the past, it's
Hmm.
really to do that we do the online career talk, we do the
Hmm.
promotion, and we just target all the candidates. We, for example, in university in China or university in UK or US, but it's not that specific talent pool. But for us, if we do like sustainable development, we really want to build up some connections with a certain university. For example,
Hmm.
engineering, they do have the good universities who had a related major. For ADAS, I take an example. For Warwick University, they got a major in ADAS. So, which is cool that we really want to set up this connection with them. Probably it's not only for early career program, but starting from the internship program. We already just engaged them and to provide some opportunity for the students to do the internship with them. So this is one side. The other side, I think it's between the enterprise with a school connection. So in China, for
Hmm.
example, we had some connection with New York University Shanghai, which location is quite close to our company. So we do engage our business leaders to just give a topic or have a kind of industry communication with students. So either they do like a practice or the technical topic with us. And after their graduation, they can choose. Oh, I had a great interest with GLR because I've before I graduate, I engage with line manager or senior leaders in GLR, etc. So those kind of approach we're still exploring. But I do believe that's the approach that we can consider and use in the future rather than just do a broader promotion.
Got it. And like, I do have one question about assessment, right? Because in that promotion part, like in those promotion activities, you really wanted to, as you mentioned, right? Like, sort of involve them in the brand, right? Like, show them. You mentioned that first of all, that gamification racing game, right, during the Open Tech Day, and then like picking them up in Jaguars, right? Um, and then obviously they are sort of surrounded by Jaguar after they start the early career program, right?
Mhm.
Was the assessment like a very technical part, or did you also try to make it something special?
Mm. Yeah, for the assessment part, we think we don't want to lose this opportunity as a import branding, right? Yeah, because it's
Hmm.
also import branding. So at the very beginning, when we see the gamification competition, it's really let the students to know our product, to experience our product. And secondly, I think it's quite important to embed something of the culture. I take an example because for our assessment center, we got first round interview with HR and the second round interview with the line manager and HR. So in second round interview, we embed the assessment we call the Creators Code because in GLR, Creators Code is our key, behavior guidance or the link to the culture. So everyone knows we got the 5 pillars in Creators Code. For example, the impact, growth, customer love, integrity, etc. So then within this each of the pillar, we had a couple of questions to ask the students. It's like an initial test whether they got the same value or the behavior code with us. If yes, we'll just pass on the assessment or the interview. So the other approach to really leverage this resource to promote GLI as a company.
Got it. And also, like, I saw those screens from that Open Tech Day,
Mhm.
right? Was it open to anyone, or was it like some selection process?
Oh, yes. Actually, who can attend this technical open day is really the candidate, the final candidates who already passed the first round and second round assessment.
Got it. Yeah, that's sort of what I was wondering, because I saw like 1,000 CVs
Yeah.
in the very beginning of the
Mhm.
funnel, and I
Mhm.
was like, did you like that was my follow up
Yeah.
question actually, right?
Mm.
Like, did you organize an event for like a
Oh,
thousand
y-
people in person?
yes, yes. And all the 1,000 over 1,000 students, they can see our, online career talk. We use our local job boards named as Lieping, which is the largest job boards in China to do the online live streaming. And this is for the audience who can see the career talk. And thus, secondly, once we select some final candidates, we really want to have a deep engage to them. So invite them to join this technical open day, and they can see our line managers and had an interaction with us in Jela Shanghai office. So that's a different angle, a different layer of communication way we use.
Yeah, it sounds really sort of, I don't know, comprehensive. Like very thought out from the beginning to all the way to the end. Do you have any? It's my last question, right? But I was wondering, first of all, we had like 5 hires, right, for that
Mhm.
early career program.
Yeah.
Are they still with the company? And do you have any? Did you have any feedback from them, right, about that process?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Firstly, I'd like to see all the 5 candidates are still with us so far. And
Amazing.
yes, and 4 of them just got the promotion. I like to see
Nice.
this, they go to the next level, which is a very cool thing. That means our program just works and help them to really grow up in the organization, which is quite important. And they can be the role model for the next batch of candidates, right? This is one. And the secondly, regarding to the experience or feedback from those five candidates. Firstly, they appreciate to have the opportunity to join JLA. And secondly, they express they work happily with the whole company, with a team. Because if you got the similar value person just working with you together, which is very cool thing. So I think yes, so they feel very engaged and just work positively in JLA, which is kind of success factors that we assess for our early career
Nice.
program, right?
Awesome, amazing. And one last question, I promise. Are you planning to involve those sort of recent early career graduates, like the hires that you have right now from that program, into another editions, like the next edition, as a buddy or like something like that, or not?
Yeah, we'll consider to do that because
Hmm.
I think as mentioned, firstly they are really can do the as a role model to demonstrate what
Hmm.
they have learned in July, and they can tell the next batch of candidates their experience, which is very good sharing. And secondly, I think they can be the talent ambassador to promote our brand or our company as well. And I think it's another level of engagement, right? Which is quite important.
Awesome, Monica. That's it from me. So we are concluding this episode. Thank you so much for being here. It's been really wow. Like it's been really wow. I really liked this sort of opportunity to take a peek behind the curtain, right, and see that project, especially because early career is, I think, like a very important topic, especially like you're basically building your own base, right, for the
Mhm.
future. It's maybe not necessarily the biggest short term gain that you can have, but long term gain definitely, right? So that's it from us for today. Once again, thank you so much, and thank you so much to everyone who's been listening to this case study. And yeah, expect the next episode, and maybe we'll do another cool thing with Monica.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas. As mentioned, it's a great honor for me to share our practice or program here. So hopefully it helps with other, companies or our talents in who is doing this and wants to do that. Mm.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop recording right now.